Beata, you don't need a knock on the table?
No, I don't need that anymore. I'm done with the season, so.
We are now joined by the 2023 national champion, Florida State Seminoles. Congratulations. We have with us head coach Brian Pensky, along with student athletes Beata Olsson and Leilanni Nesbeth. We will have an opening statement from coach, followed by questions for the student athletes, and then they will be allowed to go keep partying. And then coach will, yeah, I'm sure. And then coach can take some more Q&A. So, coach, opening statement.
Congrats to Paul and Stanford, obviously on a phenomenal season, and we look forward to having them in our conference as soon as next year. Feels great, you know, and it's so fitting. I came in and there were no players sitting at the table, and so I looked at the signs to see the names, and to see these two names, whoever made that choice, you're a smart woman or man, because these two women are phenomenal in so many ways. And any team that's ever going to be good is owned and run and led by players. Players who have courage, players who are intelligent, players who are willing to act. And these two, I'm a lucky guy to have them in my life. And we're just elated right now. As I just told the whole team, this is their team, right? They were both here in 2021. They have national championships under their belt, right? But it's different now, right? They were a part of that team. Now they own this team, and others with them. So we're elated to be national champions.
Questions, front row.
Yeah, for both of you, Stanford had not given up multiple goals in the game all season. 5 is the most since 2000 against them. What did you guys just do to, do that on the scoreboard today?
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I do know. We have a great team, and I'm so happy with how we performed tonight. And I think that just for us to prove that we not only won a national championship, but we win it like this. Like Brian said, Stanford is a great team, and we just showed that we're like a little bit greater. And I think that when we did, it really fits our team. Our backline is insane. Our goalkeeper is insane. Everyone that performs on this team is incredible. What we do, that we managed to score 5 goals, I'm not shocked. But I think that maybe it proves the point that we are that good. And also props to Brian, what he's built here. We're very confident in what we do. As a team, we didn't go into this game wondering what we were going to do and how we were going to score and how we were going to perform. We knew that, and we did it. So I think everyone performed 100% today.
Front row, middle.
Leilanni, in that post-game, that breakdown there, talking about holding the trophy and saying we have the best offense and the best defense in the country. I mean, how good does it feel to say that you guys have the right to say that you guys have the best just of those two facets of the game this year?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of troll in there, but no, definitely just to.
I almost laughed.
Oh man! No, definitely. Like Beata said, I feel like for as good of a team as we are, we're a very humble team. We play for each other. I like a quote Brian said about keeping the main thing, and we just go out there and we play ball because we love it. We also love each other, and that's what makes this team so incredible. It's like obviously talent can get you so far, but playing your heart out for the people who are in your locker room and you go to war with every day and for every day. Nothing beats that, and that's why you have results like that, because you got a team that's going to fight through it all, through the good and the bad. And we've been resilient this entire season, and sometimes it's looked like, dang, are we even going to get there? But we've persevered, and we've been unconquered. Is that a good? Yeah, I'm saying it right. Cool. Yeah.
Third row.
Hey, Leilanni, when I spoke with you yesterday, you said you guys had to play Florida State soccer in order to win this game tonight, to show the nation what Florida State soccer is all about, what it looks like. I mean, that's it. I mean, to show everybody that, how much does that mean to you?
It means everything, and hopefully the little girls who are at home watching this national championship game, they are thinking to themselves, like, Mom and Dad, I want to play for that team because I want to play in games like that. And if they don't know already, we're obviously a great program and have been a consistently great program over time, but we're a family here, man, and we love each other. And obviously, you know, what Brian's been able to do and the coaching staff he's been able to bring in, you got people here who genuinely care about you, from your trainers to your strength and conditioning people to people who do nutrition to the people who are doing our analytics to our film people. Like, everyone cares about you and wants what's best for you, and everyone works their butts off for this game, you know, and it definitely shows, because the amount of love and compassion and care that goes into what's good here, it's second to none, man.
Third row.
Folks, congratulations, Coach, for you too. Congrats. When you look at this team, you've got freshman All-American, you've got sophomores and juniors banging in goals and playing defense, you've got seniors who have been here before and are accomplishing it again. When you look at this whole team, is this kind of like a coach's dream? You've just got contributors from every different angle.
Oh, you said kind of like a coach. Delete 2 words. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny, is normal coach feeling, right? Game day, your opponent, nerves, anxiety, right? Thinking different things. Honestly, every game, game day, start of games, throughout games, I was not feeling any of those things. And it just comes down to talent and leadership, right? And belief and determination, a combination of all those things. So honestly, it left me incredibly relaxed, right? In a way that I've never felt before as a coach, right? And here we are, we're playing in the national championship tonight against Stanford, who Stanford hadn't lost 10 games back into last year, 40 some odd games, but we weren't nervous. And that's no disrespect to Stanford, because they are phenomenal. It's all credit to these players. So, coach's dream.
Just a reminder, questions for the student athletes at this point. Coach will be in a moment. We've got a question on Zoom from Melvin.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations, Leilanni and Beata. You guys have a couple things in common. Obviously now you're champions again, you have that in common, but you also have in common that you switch positions. You're both playing a different position now than you played early in the season and earlier in your career at Florida State. Could you talk a little bit about how important it is that you guys and the rest of your teammates are willing to sacrifice for the team and play wherever you're needed in order to get victories?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this goes back to just what this program has built over the years, wanting to be a professional, wanting to be held to high standards, and sometimes you have to play different roles in order to help your team win. And, you know, credit to everyone, you know, on the field and on the bench and the people who go to train every single day. Like, you have a selfless group who just care about the winning, who care about winning games like this and care about being champions. So whatever kind of has to be done in order to help the team, I feel like every single person on this team is willing to do so.
I would also add on that, I think that no one comes to Florida State knowing exactly what they will be or what they will become. I think everyone comes here with an open mind and a belief in that the coaching staff will make them into what they are. Lauren Flynn, defender of the tournament or whatever you call it, extraordinary, but she was forward when she got to FSU and got changed into a center back, and now she's best in the nation. So I think that everyone, like not just me and Leilanni, but everyone here have that mindset and the open mindset that Leigh said. I think everything we do is for the team, and it adds a lot to when you leave this place as well.
Front row, Andrew.
What does it mean for you guys to do this in undefeated fashion, something this program's never done before?
That's incredible. Yeah. Like, when you put it into perspective, you know, that's incredible. And I feel like looking from the outside in, everyone who's watching are like, dang, they just won a national championship game 5-1. It must be easy. Like, that is the furthest thing from the truth. I don't think the scoreline really represents like how incredible of a program Stanford is. Like, nobody gets here by luck. Nobody gets here, you know, I don't know, but like to play at this level, it is surely not easy. To win one game is not easy, let alone how many? I don't know how many. And then to obviously come in and win this game and go undefeated, and you know, had a perfect season. You know, winning the regular season, winning the ACC championship, and then to finish it off 3 for 3 like this. It's unheard of, but just obviously, just big shout out to everyone who puts their time in and who cares about this program, from the players to the staff. So.
Front row man.
Yeah, for both of you guys, from that moment the clock struck, they started counting on 10 to the graffiti, hugging each other. What was that moment like? What was going through your minds when you're just like, out there celebrating in jubilation,
I don't know. It's crazy. I saw it was a minute left, and I was like, I don't think you can score 4 goals in a minute. So I was
How much is it?
Can you?
Yeah.
No, but can you? And then we're down in the corner. I was like, can we score a goal though? No, but so there was a lot of thoughts at that moment. Starts counting down. I don't know where the ball. There was a goalkeeper, someone. I think I ran the other way eventually. Like there was 10 seconds left. I just wanted to celebrate. It was amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. Unforgettable experience for sure.
Middle.
For Beata and Leilanni, Brian is the first guy to credit Mark Krikorian with building the program, stuff like that, but you guys have been here through the transition, you've seen it come to the top now. How has this program become Brian's?
I actually think that's a great question, and I think that Brian is a little too humble in this because he always credits Mark, as should, because this is a great program and it has been. But there's a lot of people that go into this program, and there has to be the right coach. You can't just leave a legacy like Mark left to anyone. And the way Brian stepped up in here, there was absolutely a transition period, which I think very short on last year. I think we could have made it this far last year if we would have had a little more time. We didn't have that time, I don't think, but what we built on here and how we got here, I think it's such a credit to Brian, and he will not say it, but it is, and he will continue to be this program. It has changed a little. I think it's in a good way. I think all things change over time. As a player, I feel very confident that this program will continue to be great.
I totally agree with that. I think this program is in tremendous hands. We talked about freshmen, sophomores, and then to have, some more years under a great coach like this, under a great coaching staff who once again care about you as players before anything else. It's incredible, and obviously to be in the position he was 2 years ago, and there's an opening to coach one of the best programs in the country. That takes some guts, man. Takes some gumption, as you would say. And to step up the way he did, and come and just be him, and we kind of talk about at Florida State being us and playing like us. He came in and he was himself, and we gravitated towards it. He gravitated towards us, and it's shown. And yeah, don't be humble. You're a great coach. Man. You're amazing. Man.
We have time for a couple more.
Yeah, I just want to ask, obviously the first 25 minutes really tight, and then Jordan gets that penalty, and see a freshman just so calmly get up there and take that, and then to be followed up less than 30 seconds later by Jody's goal. Can you talk me through that sequence and kind of what that did for the team?
That girl is incredible. That girl is incredible. Her work ethic, you guys obviously don't see how she practices every day, but that girl is incredible, and just a all-round, really just amazing kid who cares about her craft, who cares about the people around her. She's a little shy, but she's slowly breaking out of her shell, and it's been literally amazing to watch her progress, watch her grow. I'm so excited. I wish I was staying for a couple years just so I could play with these freshmen and these sophomores, man, because they are incredible, really. But all season, she stepped up in a way that I've never seen before. It is shocking. It's phenomenal, and no, she's that girl.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about her. We have other players that can take a penalty like that. There's 0-0 in a final like that. I know Leilanni could have taken that penalty. She was almost taking it. But for her to get the penalty and take it, and we all we don't want to run, get what I mean? We would know that she will score. We have full confidence in her, and she has full confidence in herself, as Leilanni said. Incredible. And then JB does that goal. That was kind of incredible too.
Crazy, man.
But what's amazing and what doesn't get talked about a whole lot relative to Jordan. My first summer here, I got a text from Brooke, our women's basketball coach. She was at an AAU tournament, and she said, "Is Jordan Dudley really coming to FSU for soccer?" Because I'm watching her play basketball right now, and she is tearing it up. And so she has her whole life spent 50% of her years playing. Of a calendar year playing basketball, 50% playing soccer. So this is the first time in her life she is fully committed to soccer. And so when you talk about potential, it's pretty high.
So one more, right here.
Congratulations. You are two of, I counted 7 international players on this team, and I'm wondering if you could sort of talk about how those various experiences sort of add to the tapestry of this program and what it's been like to adjust and learn about the ways that different cultures influence playing styles and how it all kind of fits together into this championship winning team.
Yeah, it was a good question. I think, I would say that our international people add a lot to this program, and I don't know if that sounds weird coming from an international, but I think that we add diversity that is maybe not always seen, because most of us come from playing with 30-year-old women before. We don't play with 16-year-olds like the people do over here. We have a different type of playing style, especially in Europe. Leilanni spent time in England. We do things a little different, and you have to go through a different type of period. So coming here, I think we're more mature, both in the playing style and being far from home, all of those things. And I think that takes this program in the right direction. I think that we set a standard in ways, not only we scored a lot of goals. That's not maybe the standard I'm talking about. I'm talking about the standard where we know we have to do the right things, because the things we sacrifice to get here, we don't take that lightly. And the things we know that we had to fight for when we were younger, when you're 14 on a team and there's a 26-year-old girl that's shooting you out the sideline because she thought you did something bad. You learn stuff from that. And I think that us taking that in here, knowing how to treat younger people and how to make people grow, even though we're not that old ourselves, I think that makes this program a little extra special compared to many others. And I think it's a good question because it probably goes unnoticed.
I think the internationals make a huge difference, and it's so cool to see how different players, you got Maria doing little things and how she gets her little things, and you got Beata, who's just an absolute dog, and it's just all these players from all these different backgrounds and cultures, and just how their upbringings affected how they got to here, and it's just a really wholesome, unified, just big storyline, and it all goes hand to hand, and it's just incredible to see where people add their little things, and it just creates this beautiful style of soccer that you can't find a lot of places.
Well, Leilanni and Beata, thank you so much. You're welcome to go.
Thank you, guys.
Questions for Coach?
Brian, you've been around this game a long time. How exceptional is this team?
This team, and we haven't spoken like this at all, because as these guys said, and as Leilanni just said, we've kept the main thing, and we're just focused. What do we need to do to win the next game? And however, the season's over, and I don't know if we won 22 games or 23 games. I don't know. There's this 22 0-1, and scored a lot of goals. Right, I think the highest ranked offense in the country, and pretty good defending as well. And like you said earlier, and I told the team this after our Duke game, we played at Duke, still with one more ACC game to play. We scored the most goals in ACC play in the history of the program, right? We now just won the regular season, ACC tournament, and then the national championship. The 2014 team did the same thing, right? We obviously did this in undefeated fashion. And I told the team after that Duke game, first evers, when you do a first ever within a program, it's really special, right? And it's hard. At Florida State, it's nearly freaking impossible, right, to do a first ever, right? But this group has done a collection of first evers, right, in terms of goals scored in the league, in terms of now undefeated regular season already, and now undefeated going through the whole season without a loss, and there are going to be many more as we kind of comb through statistics. So, and as I answered the earlier question about, we have coaches in this room, we have ex-coaches in this room. They know the game day anxiety of a coach, right? It is horrible. Okay, it is a horrible feeling throughout the day. And I've woken up a happy guy on game days because of the confidence in these players.
Program middle.
You know, the time talked to you a lot about the defense this season, what you guys have done, you know, playing with chip and shoulder. Talk about the moment that you shared down there with Lauren Flynn. You know, just the award she got as the defensive player. You know, you talk so much about her and the impact she's had. Just hugging her, what did that moment speak?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I met Lauren when she was, I think, 12 years old. Her older sister played for me at Tennessee, so I've known the family for a long time. And she was really connected, you know, to the old coaching staff. And they were the ones, she was a winger, and they turned her into a center back, right? And watching the 2021 National Championship against BYU, she was as I was sitting on my couch watching the game, she was and it wasn't tainted because I like her so much and the family, she was my most valuable player because BYU had a very potent attack, and she was phenomenal in her defending, phenomenal. And then she was in with the national team, and that was all based on what the old coaching staff had helped her get to. And now they leave, right? And now in comes a new coach. And it's been hard for her, right? It's been hard because those were her guys, you know, despite the history we have with her family. And last year was kind of rough for her, right? And even the start of this year was kind of rough for her. But we had some real good heart-to-hearts, and we brought Elisa, our strength coach, in, and Alora, our athletic trainer, and just told her how much we love her and how we're here for her, and we believe in her, and changed a couple things about where she's playing. We moved her from the right side center back to the left center back where she was in 2021 and spring of 2021, and then she kind of started to gain some confidence that she hasn't had in the last year and a half, both as a player but then also as a human. And within our team, she started to become authentic Lauren Flynn again. So as much as I talk about these two and their leadership within our team, authentic Lauren started to really lead our team. She was smiling more. She was more comfortable in her own skin. Just a happy kid, and being her, right? And we have a little ritual now pre-game that she started around the Notre Dame game when we circle up right before the game. I can't tell you what she says because it's a bit of potty mouth, okay? But it's a freaking beautiful thing, right? And it gets our team so excited because they all love Lauren Flynn. And so for it to culminate in the way our team defending had gone the last 15 games, and then her to receive this honor, special deal for her. And really cool because success isn't always like that, right? You can go here and then you can fall down, and tough times, tough deals. But are you strong enough to come out of it? And that's what makes this special for her.
I mean, obviously, 28 minutes, no score. Jordan Dudley goes up there, sinks that, free kick, the penalty kick. But for a freshman in that moment, just to step up and hit that, with ease, didn't look you looked very comfortable there,
Totally. And what makes it even more impressive is that 2 weeks ago against Texas, right, she stepped up and took a penalty, right? And so therefore, they've seen Jordan Dudley take a penalty. They know where she went on her prior penalty, right? And she didn't change the side she went to, right? She just went there again because of the unequivocal confidence with which she plays.
It felt like the turning point of that game was right after Stanford scored their goal because you guys pretty much controlled the first half, came out of the second half. It felt like a little bit like it was slow out of the second half. They score, and now you think, okay, they're back. Talk to me about the moments after that goal because it seemed like that just jolted you guys to life.
Totally. Once again, and what makes this sport so special is we don't have timeouts, right? And so coaches can't solve this, right? A timeout can't solve this, right? They've got to solve it, right? And so once again, back to my confidence on game days, I know these guys got it, right? Because they're talented, because they believe, and they're so determined, right? And I hated it in that moment. All of a sudden the score's 2-1, right? Terrible feeling. However, I love it because exactly what you're talking about, their response, right? And then I don't know the exact minutes, right? They scored in the 52nd minute, and then by the 61st minute, 10 minutes later, the game is over. It's 4-1, right? And all credit to them. They were not going to, as cheesy as this might sound, it's true in this case, they were not going to be denied.
We have a question from Zoom. Melvin, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you,
a special moment, great game. I want to take you back to another game, though. On October 19th, first game against Pitt, the last time you guys were ever behind in a game, you came back after being down
No,
1-0
but I think that
in the
might have
first.
been the only time this season we were down.
Yeah, so coming back from that stayed with you throughout the year about this team, because it seemed like that's when the light really came on for you guys, and you never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming into this weekend, what was the score at halftime on Friday? I don't even remember. The Clemson game. Anybody help me out here?
1-0.
1-0. Okay, cool. So 12 of our 25 games, we were tied or behind only one time at halftime, right? And so we came out of the gate, and in that game you're referring to, the Pitt game, we scored 3 goals in 12 minutes, in a 12-minute span in the second half, and they got a penalty late, and we won the game 3-2. But we're an incredibly resilient group, and I told them that after the game, and so we knew Pitt in that game was, at that point, we felt like the best team we played all season, right? And I told our team afterwards, yeah, they don't have Carolina to their name, or Virginia to their name, or Duke to their name, Notre Dame to their name, but they're a really, really good team. That's why we had to play them 2 more times, right? Because they got to the ACC semifinal, and then they got to the Elite Eight.
Back row.
Yeah, so a bit of a tactical question for you here. Most finals are usually cagey affairs, but you guys came out and pressed and counter-pressed really aggressively right away. Is that influenced by some of what you saw with the BYU game, or is it just that's our identity, we're not changing it for any reason?
Great question. It is our identity, but we also know Stanford is a program that forever loves to have the ball, right? They are at their best when they're pinging it around and in a rhythm and making you chase. And we didn't want to chase. And we wanted to make the game fast and make them play at a speed at which they were uncomfortable, right? And so we were relentless in that pressing. And what was tricky about it is they're so good, right? And a lot of teams play Stanford in a 2-front, right? So that they can get in the face of those center backs. But we don't play in a 2-front. So we actually had 3 different ways in which we could press throughout the game. So you go back to the question. First of all, I'm going to steal your word, tapestry. Great word. She stole my word, gumption. I'm stealing your word, tapestry.
Pass the words around.
Beautiful. So to that question about the internationals, right? They are so intelligent, right? They grow up in countries where all they see are people playing in the street, games on TV. They don't have American football, they don't have baseball, they don't have basketball. All they watch is the game. So they are incredibly intelligent. So last night when we tell them, these are the 3 ways in which we're going to press based on the cues, based on what their back line looks like, based on what their defensive center midfielders look like, and they're like, okay, we got it, no problem, right? And very, very intelligent. And so we're able to roll it out and do it, and I think did pretty well with it.
Time for one more.
You were hired in April of last year, obviously weird circumstances, handed a great program. You had to convince players to stay. They stuck with you for the most part. You now put a 4th star on your chest. What does it mean for you, for the program to be here, for what Leilanni said about you, just everything that's transpired since the day you arrived at FSU?
Yeah, well, you know, pretty cool that Jim Curry made the trip from Dallas to watch this game, and obviously sitting next to Michael Alford and the 2 gentlemen that gave me this opportunity, right? And so forever thankful and grateful for that, right? And then yeah, we had, when I got here, we had 9 players who were not in the transfer portal, right? And so if we had to roll the ball out the next day, we'd be down 2 men, 2 women. So we had to commit some, and you're right, some you know, transferred, some went pro, but we got 20. We got 20 together last year, and we had a pretty good year, right? Won the regular season and won the ACC tournament and got to the College Cup. And losing in the College Cup last year hurt so much, but again, it led to the determination of this group to not be denied. And like I said, they were a part of the championship 2 years ago, but it was their team. And so it is, you know, you said the 4th star, right? you get here and you see the logo, 3 stars, right? And everybody around the building talks about, well, when we get the 4-star, what's it gonna look like, and what are we doing that? And I'm sitting there thinking, can we just talk about practice today? You know, so to have the 4th star is, it's priceless.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations both on the championship and a fantastic haircut.